I'm Charles, I'm 55 years old, I'm 6'1" when I'm fully assembled, weigh about 230 pounds. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the things we have to do early on, just right after having an amputation done. We will begin to wear some shrinker socks, or shrinkers, and that's designed to help shape what's left of our residual limb to make it so that it will be able to be used with a prosthetic leg eventually. So I've got two different kinds of shrinkers that I've used in the past, and I'm going to show you what we do to go ahead and put these on. I know somebody probably showed you when you first got them, but you learn about 158 different things in 30 minutes and tend to forget. This type of a shrinker, what it is, all of these shrinkers are basically an elasticized material. They stretch from this side to this side, and they'll definitely stretch a little bit this way, but they're definitely designed to stretch from this side to this side. Now this one here specifically has a ring in the middle, and it's designed to make this so it can fold over on itself, and I'll show you how that works here in a minute. Okay. So, of course, right after I've had an amputation, my stump doesn't look like this. It's big, fat, and round. It's a little bit swollen, and it's basically, at this point here, is as fat as my calf was. So if my calf was this fat, this kind of looks like a mushroom with a flat bottom on it, and it'd be that big around. If my calf had been that big around, then this part down here is going to look this big around. So the mission is to get the appropriate size shrinker over this to help shrink it down and shape it, and over time we'll actually get smaller and smaller ones so that they work on a stump this size instead of one that's that big around. Alrighty, well, what this is called a reflective shrinker, and the way I want to put this thing on is I want to kind of wad it up in my hands, get my thumbs in there in my hands about halfway down, and I want to stick my stump in here, if I can stick my stump in here from this direction, and just pull it up a little bit, like and let it kind of unwad as you pull it up. Now I know if you've had kids, you do not want to pull this up like the kids pull their socks up, and just grab a hold of the top and pull it up, because it'll stretch it out this way and tear this out. You only have a relatively short lifespan on these to begin with. Okay, so I've got that on, and I've pulled it all the way up over my knee, because that's where I'll get the best shaping, and it's less likely to come off. Now that little ring down there at the bottom, or in the middle, that had been in the middle, I'm going to push this all the way up to the top, make it really tight, grab hold of this, kind of get it wadded up in my hands, so that once again I don't want to pull it up like kids pull their socks up, but I want to be able to pull it up like this and just let it unwad a little bit as I go along. And that's how I go about putting on that shrinker sock. I'm just going to go ahead and put this one on over top of it. This is not a reflective one. This is the same type of material. It'll stretch from side to side a little bit, up and down, but it has a collar on top, and on the inside, which you won't be able to see on the video, there's a bunch of little dots. They're kind of rubber dots, and they'll stick to my skin, and they will cause this to not slide down. So the way this thing gets put on is pretty much the same way. I'm going to roll this thing kind of wad it up in my hands. So once again, don't want to pull it up like kids pull their socks up. I'm going to have that whole thing in my hands, kind of like that. My thumbs are right down there at the bottom of this. I'm going to put that whole end on there and try to pull that shrinker sock up. And these things are not designed to be easy. Actually, they're designed to be tight. They're supposed to squish edema out, any of the fluids, any swelling you might have, to help push that out of the stump area and into your system so that it can be removed. So I still have this kind of wadded up here at the top, and I'm going to basically pull this thing up and unwad it up as I go along. So I'm not stretching it out this way, it's just being able to stretch out this way. And I'll pull this up and flip that little collar down so that it sticks to my skin and is not likely to come off the end. So hopefully that little bit of information was helpful for you.